Welcome back to our channel, where we dive deep into the fascinating world of human psychology. Today, we're tackling a topic that affects us all: decision-making. We've all been there, right? Faced with a multitude of options, we freeze, unable to decide. It's like standing on the edge of a precipice, a sea of possibilities spread out before us, and we're paralyzed. Ever wonder why making decisions seems to get harder as options multiply? This is what we call the paradox of choice. It's a concept suggests an abundance of options can lead to decision paralysis, a state where we're so overwhelmed by the multitude of possibilities, we find it incredibly difficult to make a choice at all. Think about it. Are you a student trying to figure out which career path to take? Or maybe you're an adult standing in the supermarket trying to decide what to cook for dinner from a sea of options. It's the same phenomenon at play. The paradox of choice is not just a theory, it's a reality that affects us in big and small ways. But there's good news. By understanding the decision-making process, we can learn to navigate these overwhelming situations. We can break free from decision paralysis and make choices confidently. Mastering the decision-making process can help you break free from the paralysis and make choices confidently. Now, we would love to hear your thoughts. Please comment down below at point of time if you found the video is useful for you. So, how does one make a decision? What steps should you follow? Well, let's break it down into 5 clear steps. First off, we have identifying the decision. It's crucial to pinpoint exactly what decision you're facing. What's the issue at hand? What's the question you need to answer? The clearer you are about what you're deciding, the easier it will be to tackle it. Next, you'll need to gather information. This is the research phase, where you collect all the data you can about your decision. You might need to learn more about the topic, or perhaps you'll need to gather opinions from others. The more information you have, the better equipped you'll be to make a sound decision. Once you're armed with information, it's time for the third step: identifying alternatives. Every decision has multiple possible outcomes, and it's important to consider all of them. This is where brainstorming comes in. Don't limit yourself to the obvious choices. Sometimes the best decision is one you hadn't initially considered. Now you're ready for the 4th step: weighing the evidence. This is where you evaluate all the information you've gathered and the alternatives you've identified. You might want to consider the pros and cons of each option, or perhaps you'll want to rank them in order of preference. This is the stage where you really start to form an idea of what your decision might be. Finally, we come to the last step: making a choice. This is where you take everything you've learned, all the information you've gathered and alternatives you've considered, and you make your decision. It's important to remember that there's no such thing as a perfect decision. Every choice has its benefits and drawbacks, but by following these steps, you can make the best decision possible with the information you have. Remember, every decision, big or small, can be approached using these 5 steps. Now, how can you apply this process in real-life situations? Picture this. You're trying to decide on a college major. Start by identifying the problem. You're unsure of what to study. Next, gather information. Research potential majors. Consider your interests and strengths, and consult with advisors. Then, evaluate your options. Think about which major aligns with your long-term goals. Once you've chosen, act on your decision and enroll in the relevant courses. Imagine another scenario. You're planning a vacation but can't decide where to go. Again, identify the problem, gather information, evaluate options, and then act. Consider factors like budget, climate, and activities available. Try applying this process in your own life. If you find this video helpful, do hit the like button. This lets YouTube know you're finding value in our content. With practice, making decisions can become a less daunting task. So, what have we learned about decision making? It's not just about picking a choice, it's a process that can be honed and perfected. We've journeyed through the paradox of choice, understanding that having too many options can sometimes be overwhelming. We then delved into the decision-making process, a 5-step journey of identifying the problem, gathering information, generating alternatives, evaluating these alternatives, and finally, making the decision. We've also explored the practical application of these steps in everyday scenarios, showing that decision-making isn't a skill reserved for big life-altering moments, but a tool we use on a daily basis. Remember, decision-making doesn't have to be a struggle. With these steps, you can make informed and confident choices. It's all about practice, and the more you do it, the better you'll become. So, what's your next decision? Let's make it a good one. Don't forget to subscribe to Inspire, Achieve, Repeat for more insightful content like this.